Yo, what's up, guys? Let's see if we're live. Let's see if we're live. Let's see if we're live. Looks like we're live. Oh, I need to move myself. I'm in the wrong spot. Let me go up. There we go. How's that? We'll put myself in the corner there. How about that? So, this is going to be very random, kind of, because you guys probably expect me to talk about the new Gran Turismo, right? This is Maserati Day. So, this is kind of not random, but it is kind of random because I didn't tell you guys I was live streaming today. You probably didn't expect a live stream, but here we are. We're going to talk about the new Gran Turismo today. We have some questions about the Gran Turismo, but I also have some extra information for you guys about the new Gran Turismo that wasn't in the press release, as far as some pictures of the interior under the bonnet or hood and things like that. So you see I have Motori online pulled up. So I wanted to bother you guys for a quick second. What's up from Turkey? All the way from Turkey. What's going on? Let me see. What time is it there right now? It is currently 2:35 p.m. 2:35 in the afternoon here in Daytona Beach, Florida. By the way, I wanted to let you guys know, thanks for sticking with me, as Hurricane Ian had me without power for about 44 hours, 45 hours. So yeah, it definitely hit Daytona. Not as bad as Fort Myers and over there on the west side of Florida. So my heart and prayers and everything is going to all those people out there who lost a lot. But yeah, it definitely came through here, came through Orlando, then hit Daytona, and massive flooding along a lot of places closer to the beachside area. I've seen a lot of the damage. You know, we had damage in the neighborhood and flooding here. People's shingles ripped off on their roof, and fences blown away and stuff like that. Luckily, I was able to get out without too much damage to my house or property. But it's been a crazy ride. I never had a hurricane hit like that for me in the 12 years of me being in Florida. So 9:35 p.m. Okay, I was trying to catch you guys before you went to sleep. I won't keep you too long, but just again, thank you for sticking with me during the Hurricane Ian blackout for 45 hours. I got more good stuff coming for you guys. That kind of set me back. But let's really talk about the Maserati Gran Turismo debut. I have two specific sites that I have pulled up that I want to show you. All right, so we talked about it. If you guys haven't seen my video on it, make sure you go check that out. I posted that at 6:35 this morning, so about almost pretty much 8 hours ago. So I wanted to give you guys time to check that out. And now I have some additional information, pictures and stuff. So Motori Online have an article on the new Gran Turismo. This is currently in Italian, so we don't need to worry about that. It's cool. We're not reading the article. What I want to show you guys are the pictures. So there's interior. There's a shot of the interior here. Yeah, there it is. What's up? What's going on? It's okay for us. We can listen to you till tomorrow morning. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. There's the interior shot. All right. So I was missing interior shots because there were none. And this is only a partial interior shot. If you guys can't see it, in the left-hand side here, there's a yellow and red switches. Those are master switches, which means this is still not a fully functioning model for the Gran Turismo. So even the launch models are not fully functioning because they have the master switches still there. I'll give you more proof in just a second here. But let's talk about that interior, because those seats are fire. Look at those seats. Let me see if I can open link, a new tab. There you go. Look at those seats, guys. Those look cool. Now, obviously, it looks like we're in Sabia with a blue. It looks like there's a zipper down the center. All right. And then it has that laser etching throughout. That black piece is kind of like that little center feed through kind of thing, like where there's like a hole there, like a feed through, like a little sporty thing. I don't even know what you call that. And then you can see the stitch headrest and Sabia stitching to match it. Over here by the seat belt, you can see that's covered in Sabia as well. And then you have the blue, which could be carpet or it could be Alcantara. I'm not exactly sure. Right there under the armrest is done in Sabia with the Sabia stitching, and the same flowing in the back as well with the Sono's favorite speaker back there. This is a 2+2, so there's 4 seats, but I mean, just like the old Gran Turismo, small children can fit back there. I mean, you can barely fit a full-size adult back there, barely, but it can be done. We saw it happen with Klaus when he went on the drive. Maria Conti was in the back. Now she was behind, or sorry, she was sitting back there behind the comedian guy, Sebastian. So she was able to fit. Her knees were probably touching the back of the seat, but she was able to fit. So there it is. So yeah, it looks very good. I love the interior so far. This is not the only shot of the interior we have though. So let me check in on the chat real quick and then I'll get back with you guys. Hopefully you guys like the Maserati hat here today too. I had to be festive, right? Let's see. Do you have the 0 to 60 specs for the petrol versions of the new Granturismo? Yeah, I said it in the press release, but let me look it back up for you guys. The 0 to 60 is 3.5 seconds for the Trofeo and 3.9 seconds for the Modena trim. So 3.5 and 3.9. Now the Folgeri EV will go 2.7 0 to 60. Now keep in mind the Granturismo isn't all about speed, but more than that, it's about practicality, it's about luxury, it's about sportiness, and it's about its sound, which that will be very interesting this coming time around with the V6 Nettuno engine. So sorry for you about the hurricane. I hope you're all good. I am definitely good. Thank you so much. A lot of people got it a lot worse, so I can't do too much complaining. Looks good, but not a fan of the interior colors. Fair enough. There'll be other interior colors, so that's fair. Would be dope in Nero with Rosso. Yes, definitely. And good numbers, not bad numbers indeed. Now, there's more I need to show you guys. Look at underneath the hood here. So, I have mixed feelings about this. If this is the final result, I have mixed feelings. Now, you can see that the engine cover is way back there. And this is for the Trofeo variant, so this is the better looking out of the two more than likely, right? For the Trofeo, I don't really like the engine cover regardless if this is for the Trofeo or for the Modena trim. Don't really like the engine cover. It kind of looks a little odd to me. It does give off a kind of a trident shape, but what I would love is if this was in carbon fiber. It would help kind of stylize it just like the other Trofeo engines that you see and in the Levante, the Quattroporte, and Ghibli. And then some sort of stylistic colors. I don't know, that something to kind of give it a little bit more of a pop. I don't think even the carbon fiber itself would save this necessarily in my eyes. I do like the trident right there in the middle. I think that's perfect and that's expected. And then you see the script there on each side, which looks like that could be Trofeo and Maserati. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I definitely think it's a little bit lackluster for me underneath the hood as far as the style. But I'm going to have to, I forgot the name of it already, guys, since we just did it. Oh, Cofango. You guys noticed that the hood, and it's probably hard to see here, but the hood and the fenders are going up at the same time. It's all one piece. It's called Cofango. That's the styling there. So if it looks weird, it's because you can see over here on each side, that whole side is going up too with it. So Cofango styling, but not the biggest fan under the hood for the Nettuno engine. So there's that. Yeah, you're not a fan either, Mr. Old V8. I get it. Evening, Stu. What's up, man? Good to see you here. And I know it's pretty late over there, so thanks for checking in. And I know you know a lot about what's going on here today, but I just had to check out the interior under the hood, and I do have a couple of pictures of that, and I have some more information for you guys in a second here. You can see the Folgeri there. Here's under the hood of the Folgeri, and again, this might not be the final product as Maserati really hasn't released full pictures underneath the hood and for the infotainment and the instrument cluster and everything like that. Even in these videos and pictures that they have of the reviewers checking them out, they're covered. They covered that part. So that means they're not ready to show that at all. Yeah, so this is what I would expect it to be. But I was hoping maybe that Maserati would cover up all that jumbleness and maybe put some sort of a frunk, even if it's just something in the center there, just to kind of cover that up for one, and then to make it a little bit more practical. I think a frunk would have looked a little bit better there. Now, it might not be possible with this current architecture and platform. It definitely looks like it will be a very, very small frunk. I mean, if you think about the Maserati MC20, Yeah, in the rear, I think it's 3.5 cubic feet of space, and in the front, or their front, is 1.8 cubic feet of space. So probably the same for this as far as on the lower side of the 1.8 if they did add a front to it. So that's another thing as well. So wanted to show you under the hood there. You know, just it's there. I mean, it's a battery electric car, so we get it. And then the rear spoiler and everything like that. Okay, so those were the biggest things, but there is also another picture of the seat. Well, hold on. There we go. I might just have to do this. Is just quicker to do it this way. Well, gosh, you're making it harder for me. Okay, so there's the seat. And then you can see the front of the dash there. I want to make this larger. There's also there we go, a Cuyo seat with a different pattern there. Looks really cool, more luxurious, right? We'll open an image in new tab. There you go. Check that out. And then the dash to go with it. That looks slick. I love that. That looks really cool. So then we have that Cuyo seat. Man, that is beautiful. And I'm glad they did the seats like this and just added a little bit more flavor. And then there's also, nope, I need to do that a different way. Whoops, sorry guys. Let me click on it and then do open image in new tab. Now you have the Nero Interior here. So that same style of that Cuyo seat, but you have the Nero Interior with the Rosso stitching. And this is another thing here, guys. You see that blanket? You see that blanket over the center console there? Yeah, that's helping cover the interior. Again, they're not trying to show you the interior yet as far as the infotainment goes. The comfort screen, the TFT screen, the steering wheel, all that is covered in these shots of the Granturismo. So yeah, I do love the Nero Interior, and I love that styling we've been seeing like with this Cuyo look. That looks really good. Let's see. Let me get off of that small one there. And then there was another one. Yes, Rosso. We have to show you what Rosso looks like. So let's click on that. Hopefully it will give us the big version in a second while it's taking for, oh, there we go. All right. Open a new tab. Look at the Rosso seating. And again, that same styling, but this one does not have any contrasted stitching. So this is probably a standard seat, but just in Rosso color. So another thing there that, you know, is just giving us a little bit more than what we saw in the actual launch. So I saw this stuff, I came across it, and I was like, I can't leave you guys hanging on this. I have to show it. And even if I'm doing like a random impromptu live stream, at least I could say I talked about it at some point in time so you guys can see it. Let's see. Yes, Stu, wasn't expecting it to break cover so soon. Yeah, I know. Same. You know how it is. And then let's see, from the front fascia, dope, like the new headlight style. All right, that's what's up. Bummer the EV doesn't have a full frunk. I get it too. Yeah, it takes away from the practicality of a Grand Tour, right? Taking a quip from Tesla. Yep. Do you think the infotainment will be different from the one on the Grecale? I don't know, because from the spy shots we've seen, and you know, Gabe TZ Spy Unit has given us some great spy photos. I don't think it should be, but I'm not sure why it's taken so long for them to actually show us the infotainment if it's just pretty much retrofitting from you know, what they have here. Nero, I know you were waiting for that, Chris. And the Rosso looks dope too. Stu, more to come. I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting. Yep, clever marketing to gain pre-orders. Listen, it's getting a lot of hype. It's getting a lot of hype, Stu. We know that this is gonna sell like hotcakes. The Granturismo is gonna fly off the shelves. We know that. So regardless of, you know, whether you like the MC20 or not, or whether you like the Granturismo or not, these are cars that, you know, are putting Maserati back on the map and that are well respected in the lineup. So the other ones are just kind of some glamour shops, the Sonos Faber speaker and stuff like that. But go to Motory Online if you want to check this out in full. What I do have for you guys here is Auto Piedi. Great forum here. They gave us some good information here. So before I get into that, Anything you guys want to add in the chat, make sure you do that. Also, make sure you give this a like if you move the chat for a second and hit the thumbs up so everybody else can see this. The likes help grow, the video. You guys know the spiel. Already sold lots. Wow. Okay. So Stu is already selling the Granturismo, which is crazy getting the pre-orders going. And he probably has a lot of buzz going from it too. If you guys don't know, Stu does sell for Maserati. So make sure you check him out. Now, this is stuff that I have not gone over yet, but I saw that it was there. And again, I wanted to show it to you guys. So this breaks down the new Maserati Granturismo. So this is something that you guys might want to read. I'm not going to read all of this because there's a lot. But as you guys can see, brand new architecture. I know somebody asked me in the comments of the launch video if this was the old architecture because they felt like it looked like it was. There you go. Brand new architecture. All right. So I figured it would be off of the STLA platform, from PSA and FCA, conforming to go to Stellantis. That's what we're looking at here. So brand new architecture. You got your double wishbone front suspension, 6-piston Brembo brake calipers. Your rear suspension is a 5 multi-link with electric floating parking brake and 4-piston Brembo calipers. And then you have your standard adjustable height air springs, which standard. All right, you got air ride standard. That's awesome. And then electric controlled damping as well. All right, so some things to note. Also, really quick, what do you guys think about it being all-wheel drive and not rear-wheel drive? I know they say rear-wheel drive biased, but these are standard all-wheel drive. Would you have rather the rear-wheel drive Granturismo than the all-wheel? Let me know. All right, so now you got the material approach, so you guys can see the different things here as far as development types. So the joining technology, so you got the resisting welds, the flow drill screw, the self-piercing riveting, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you guys check this out. This live stream will go up on the channel as well, so you guys can come back to it and pause it, take your screenshots or whatever you want to do to check this all out. But this is on the Auto Piety forum. If you guys want to check them out as well, you guys can see the actual URL link up here too to go check out this specific page. But yeah, they post all this stuff here, so I have to show it off for you guys. Wouldn't have thought that before, but actually like the Folgery version the most so far. Hey, I kind of baited you too with the Folgery being the thumbnail of this video. That's actually the EV version that I put up there. And that's actually from Maserati's website. That was not in the press release, that picture. So I wanted to give you guys something new on the thumbnail because I'm giving you something new that wasn't in the press release here on this live stream. So you can see the Nettuno engine. Let's talk about that because this is completely different for the Granturismo. No longer is the V8 naturally aspirated engine, which we knew was coming. And here it is. All right, the V6 90-degree Nettuno engine that we have in the MC20, that we have in the Grecale, is now in the Granturismo. This engine is going to go across the range. So we know that the next Levante is going to get it. The next Quattroporte is going to get it. The Ghibli, well, we don't know if the Ghibli is going to make it next year. So more than likely it will not. So you can see all of the specs there. Not going to go over all of it. What I want to ask you about the engine is how do you feel about the horsepower variants? I told you guys I knew the horsepower variants thanks to some, very gracious followers. 550 horsepower. Now, I know some people are going to it's going to go over their heads and they're going to be asking questions because the current Trofeo engines are 580 horsepower. But you have to remember that the current Trofeo engines are 1 V8, are 2 Ferrari derived, and are 3 not anything to do with Maserati's actual engine build. So Maserati's engine build is going to consist of the Nettuno being the highest output in the MC20, and then it's going to be the Granturismo Trofeo. Then it's going to be more than likely the Trofeo variants of the Grecale, which is 530. The new Quattroporte next year and the Levante next year will probably more than likely be 530 Trofeos. And then you're looking at 490 for the Granturismo Modena, and then probably a little bit less than that for the regular Levante and Quattroporte refreshes next year. All right, so for Maserati's engine and the Nettuno, all right, The 621 that you get from the MC20, that's probably going to be the highest output for that engine going forward. And then we're going to go down from there. So again, you can't compare this engine to the current Trofeo models, you know, so it's kind of hard to compare apples to oranges, but I know people will do so. Any more news on how this new GT will sound? Somebody posted a video. One of the Italian reviewers posted a video. I'm going to have to find it. And he had the Trofeo rev up a little bit. Now, it's tough because it was hard to really get a sense of what it really sounded like with his quick rev video. It was very quick, and then he did his intro. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on that. And, of course, I'm going to have to get it on the channel, right? Doors are framed now. Did you see that? If you've seen that somewhere, definitely let us know. But yeah, that's your structure right there. So make sure you take a look at that again. If you saw something specifically, definitely let us know. Okay, not framed from what I believe. So definitely listen to Stu. He's got a lot of information on Maserati. All right, comfort. All right, so 4 seats with a plus 46 millimeter versus previous generation. All right, then you have the 18-way electric seats with heating and ventilation, standard air suspension with adjustable damping control, 20% more boot capacity at 310 liters. So that might be some stuff that you guys want to know about the Granturismo, like that boot capacity. All right, and the standard air suspension, which we talked about. And then the performance here, as we saw, the lightest 4 seats coupe at 1.79 kg. Sorry, 1.795 kg. All right, 100% engineered by Maserati for the V6 Nentuno. Most powerful Granturismo ever. 550 CV, 650 newton meters. All-wheel drive with up to 100% rear locking. So we said rear bias, but it is an all-wheel drive. And enhanced dynamic control, VDCM. So again, we kind of talked about more with the engine and what's going on there. And as you guys can see, here are some numbers here. All right, so your 0 to 100, 0 to 200, top speed, and weight. All right, so we talked about that more in the press release too, but just kind of wanted to show it off here for you guys between the Modena Trofeo and the Folgore EV. All right, and again, make sure that you guys take your screenshots, or you know, this will come back up. You guys can pause it, zoom in, do all that stuff. All right, so Folgore. Now, we were talking about 1,200 horsepower. It says 1,200 plus horsepower, or sorry, 1,200 plus horsepower installed power. Not exactly sure what that means yet, but we're still looking at the 1,200 horsepower range for the battery EV. All right, so that's the Folgore proportion. As you guys can see, 800 volt technology, 3 motors with Formula E inverter technology. As you know, Maserati will be entering Formula E. And then you have your 1350 newton meter max torque. All right, so some more good stuff for you guys to know about the BEV. 800 volt power supply. All right, so we talked about this. Again, we're talking about the 92.5 kilowatt energy capacity, 610 kilowatt discharge power. All right, so all that good stuff about the battery electric version of the Maserati Granturismo. Call it the Folgore. All right, so that's your power supply there. Your Folgore proportion. So you have 450 newton meters peak torque. You have 380 kilowatts peak torque, and then you have the max speed, 17,500 RPM. All right, the power density, torque density, and they're driven by 3x800 V and the 6 converters. Then we have the V6 all-wheel drive powertrain. All right, and make sure I check in the chat just in case you guys have any questions. All right, so this shows off the powertrain, electronic controlled rear locking differential, which is ERDU. You have your front mid-engine axle layout for the Granturismo. You have the ZF still there, AT8 HP75, your electronic controlled transfer core, all right, which is EAWD, E all-wheel drive. And you also see that up here it says powered by Nentuno. The ICE transmission is all-wheel drive with a mid-engine axle layout for a super low and inboard engine installation. Engine and transmission allowed a 30% CO2 reduction versus the previous model. So again, something else to check out, right? All right, and let me see really quick, guys. I want to make sure I don't have anything in my notes. Okay. All right, aerodynamics. So it shows you all the aerodynamics and everything here. All right, so optimized for range for the high speed. You have the GT that's optimized for ride and cooling. All right, you have things like the Fogery CD and the Monona and Trofeo CD, which we talked about in the I can't press release. Sorry, threw drawer blank there. All right, vehicle domain control module VDCM. So this shows all this out. So you have your max range, your comfort, GT Sport and Corsa for your drive modes there. So it lets you know these different things there for torque management for the GT Sport, vertical dynamics. Corsa doesn't give us anything yet, so they're hiding a couple of things for us when it comes to that. Improved performance and driving pleasure. So it lets us know things here like our 2 high-speed processors, our 6+6 processor cores, all right, 6 CAN plus Ethernet connections. All right, so all the stuff here that you guys need to know about the drivetrain. There's a lot of stuff here, guys. I told you I wasn't going to read it all, so I'm going to kind of slowly go over this so you guys can read it too. And make sure you do so, or pause it if you need to when you get the full video on the actual channel, because I will put this on the channel so you guys can go back and see it. WLTP range in kilometers, 650 for the Monona, 650 for the Trofeo, 450 for the Fogery. Obviously, the CO2 for the Fogery is going to be 0. The Trofeo and Monona are both 230. And the trunk space, 310, 310, 270. Fogery charging, we did see 20 to 80% in 18 minutes or 100 kilometers WLTP in 5 minutes with the 800 volt architecture. So that is pretty fast. AC charge up to 22 kilowatts, 100 kilometers WLTP in 1 hour. And then the networking architecture shows you there as far as the networking. So that is all the good information on the GT, guys. That's a lot. Now, actually, hold on. Let me see if I can find that video. I was telling you guys where there was a rev. Somebody in the forum posted it. So hold on with me real quick. If you guys want to throw some comments in the chat, I promise it'll be worth it if I can get this to work. Some more internal specs. Okay, there's not that one, not that one. Is it this one? Yes. This is it. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can hear this. Are you guys ready? This is going to be what the Granturismo sounds like. So, as you can see, that's from automoto.it. Yeah. That's a brief sound clip of what it sounds like. But yeah, what do you guys think about so far what we've seen and heard about the Granturismo? Again, we've seen so much with our spy photos and with everything as far as, you know, the leaks and all that stuff. We kind of know what we were expecting, but we still haven't seen the interior yet. And now that I've shown you guys some other stuff as far as the interior, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you have any concerns? Do you have any questions? Do you want to gawk about it? I loved it. I thought it was really good. I love what I'm seeing here for this Granturismo, and I'm just excited to see it in person, hear it in person, and get it on the channel for you guys to share it. But yeah, Stu, you said probably not in Corsa mode there. Probably not. That's probably the standard revs there as far as the sound. And most of the interior things responds to Grecale. More than likely, it will be Grecale based, MC20 based, a fusion of both of them, more than likely. But yeah, guys, definitely drop those comments and give this video a like so more people will go check it out. I wanted to do this impromptu stream. I'm not even posting it on my social media. It will just be posted here on the channel for the people who follow me here and the hardcore Ron's Ride subscribers here. You will only see this here. So you now have the inside scoop of this other stuff that you might not have seen about the GT. So I appreciate you guys being with me. I just wanted to do that real quick. Thank you for spending the half hour with me here. And yeah, hopefully if you guys want to drop more comments, you know, outside of the chat, you can do that and I'll respond to those too. But yeah, guys, I'm excited. First impressions are amazing. I'm really looking forward to this launch as far as getting these cars out there in the wild and putting them on the channel. It's a big thing for Maserati. This is going to be huge. The Granturismo is going to sell like crazy. It's a looker, and yeah, I'm very excited for this. You're welcome for the info. Glad you checked in. Again, this will be posted on the channel if you missed it. So thanks everybody for checking in. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. You're welcome, Francisco. Thank you guys so much for coming in and hanging out with me and checking out the new Gran Turismo. We will talk to you guys in the next Ron's Rides video. You guys be blessed. All right. Be safe. Check the links in the description if you guys want to help support. And with that, guys, thank you all the way from Russia. Thank you. That's what's up. You have a nice daytime. Thank you. All right. You guys be blessed. We'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.